Hey guys, this is Drake from Sky High Sports, and today I'm going to be talking about all the different positions in football and basically their sub positions. I'll explain it to you in a bit. So, explaining it to you, it would basically, for quarterback, let's say quarterback, there are strong arm quarterbacks who have a really deep throw. I have one of them at my school. There are scrambler QBs like Kyler Murray, for instance. There are improviser QBs, for instance, Russell Wilson. And there are also field general QBs like Ben Roethlisberger. He's also kind of a strong arm QB because that's how he got the nickname Big Ben. But so field generals, for instance, are basically they're a big leader. They make sure everybody's in check. Strong arms, as I said, they throw deep. Scramblers can get out of the pocket and still make plays downfield, and the improviser QBs, it's basically like scrambler, except they make quick thinking decisions that help the team. For running back, there are three types: a receiving back, like Alvin Kamara; a elusive back, like Ezekiel Elliott, who thankfully played much better in his last game; and there are power backs. Like at Oklahoma here, we have Ramondre Stevenson, who uses his big size to bowl his way into the end zone, bowl his way past tacklers. And you don't have to be fast to be a running back. For instance, Ramondre Stevenson, as I was saying, he is a big running back. Let's head on to wide receivers. Wide receivers, a lot of people say that wide receivers need to be fast. That is not the case, unless you want a deep threat wide receiver. There are also route runner wide receivers, like DeAndre Hopkins. Tyreek Hill would be an example for a deep threat wide receiver. There are also physical wide receivers. Calvin Johnson was one of them. So is Demaryius Thomas. And then there's one more type of wide receiver that is really important. Slot wide receivers. For instance, CeeDee Lamb, a slot wide receiver. Slot wide receivers are usually underrated because they don't get used much, but when they are used, they make big plays downfield to help the team win. And I'm going to skip the offensive linemen, but tight ends, there are blocking tight ends, and then there are receiving tight ends. Let's just make that simple. Going into the defense, I say that the captain of the defense is usually the linebacker. There's the field general, which is usually the middle linebacker, even though the left outside linebacker, those are usually either a run stopper or a pass rusher. Or it could also be a speed rusher. That could be another word you could use for pass rusher. For the defensive linemen, for defensive tackles, you really want big burly guys that just use their brute force to get to the quarterback. For defensive ends, you might want speedy guys, or you want big brutes like the defensive tackles. But for defensive ends, you really want faster guys, but you don't want them to be too fast. They have to be in a perfect little slot, I'd say. For cornerbacks, there are man-to-man quarterbacks and there are zone cornerbacks. Man-to-man, usually you know, man-to-man. There's a man on a man. And then zone, they usually stay in their zone and wait for the receiver to come to them, unless there's a different case. For safeties are basically the backup quarterback of the offense, even though they're still playing. Basically, they make sure the linebacker is doing their job, and if they're not, they reach out to them. And just like, hey, get your head in the game. Come on, we need to win this. So safeties, there are two types of safeties. For the free safety, there's a hybrid, which is basically like a strong safety and a free safety mixed. You can do both zone and you can do man. And then for the strong safeties can be run stoppers, or they can be zone. Basically, like I said with cornerbacks, zone coverage. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Merry belated Christmas, and bye.